see me on the YouTube? If everything sounds clear on the YouTube. All right, so if everything sounds clear, we're gonna get started. Shalom, Most High Christ bless. Hope you had a good new moon or having a good new moon so far. Let me know in the comment how y'all doing. How's y'all new moon so far? All right, all praise, all praises. All right, so we're gonna get started. The name of the class is Building Generational Wealth. All right, Building Generational Wealth. Um, it's not one of those class where this is black economics. You know, like people like to say, we need economics. We need economics. Bidenomics didn't work. So, you know, we're gonna try to make it through with funds and money and thinking like we don't need God. Nope. It's none of that. Contrary, my friend. In fact, you need God. You need the Most High, and you can't do anything with economics without the Most High. So people just be thinking like they could just do stuff, go on, and think they could get wealth without the Most High. Nope. You need a power behind you, and guess what? Everybody uses a power higher than them. They either use the Most High, God, or they use the damn devil. That's just how it is. You need somebody behind you. All right. You need somebody behind you. So let's get started. First scripture I like to start with, 2 Timothy. I gotta be my reader today. I gotta play IT, everything. All right. So we're gonna be good. We're gonna be all right. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. It says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness, that the men of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished, and unto all good works. So all scripture of God is given for us to learn from. Believe it or not, this Bible, right? This Bible, it's like it is what it is. Like, imagine this, right? Imagine I came from the future and I already see what happened and I wrote everything down. And I'm about to go in the past. I go in the past 100 years from now, or 200 years, and I give it my book that I wrote to my granddad. And I say, here, this is the stuff that you need to look out to. It has psychology. It has physics. It has science. It has mental health issues. It handles everything. It handles people basic character behavior. The Bible has stuff in here that all life needs, and I give it to them, and I say, hey, you do this, you follow the instructions here, you're going to be good for the rest of your life. Guess what? That's what the Bible is. Come on, when you read the scriptures, when you read all the scriptures, you see that the way it describes people's character, the way it describes people's mental health, behavior, there's nowhere in earth, there's nowhere in heavens that people would just make that up. Like, no, God already know who he made. He knows how people are going to behave. So that's what he says, all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. For what reason? That a man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So that's the whole purpose behind it. It's for you to be perfect, right? Into all good works. But something happened. Something happened to us. So this time around, kind of mostly gonna be dealing with the men, of course, and trying to touch both women and children. All right. So let's get it started. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3, verse 17. All right. Genesis chapter 3, verse 17. It says, and unto Adam. So this is after Adam disobeyed God and he sinned. All right. Adam and Eve sinned. All right. So this is unto Adam, he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I command thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. So after we sin, God told Adam, listen, now you're gonna be eating everything by hard work. Everything that you need, you're gonna get it by hard work. Thorns also and thistle shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Just making sure everything is good under you too. Okay, it says, and let me read it again. Verse 18, thorns also and thistle shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field, and the sweat of thy face, and the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. So there you go. God said, listen, y'all had everything. Everything was good for you. But guess what? It wasn't enough. It was not enough. So he said, since it wasn't enough, you're gonna get everything that you need through hard work. Sweat by the sweat, right there. Now he breaking rocks. He digging holes. He's like, dang, the sun beaming. I'm hot. Golly, god damn. He's sweating, trying to plant some seed. Gotta wait months. He hears Satan waiting. Damn, I'm hungry. Better last time, son, I had a piece of corn. I'm here waiting. Damn, the corn grew. Now I need some rice. And I gotta wait for the beans. Waiting. I need some grapes. Man, when is grape season? When is mango season? Man, gotta wait for everything now. That's what happened. So God says to corn, because we broke God's commandments. Guess what? Now we gotta get everything through hard work. Now watch this. Let me go to hold on. Go to this article real quick. Y'all bear with me. So I'm gonna pull up this article, right? And I'm gonna show you something that it says about men. About men. Because a lot of time, men, we tend to die off early. Watch this. Let me share the screen. Let me know if y'all can see this. All right, I'll praise I can see it. All right, so this the article, right? It reads. Let me read it to the top. So it's um, intimation of mortality. Why do husbands so often die before their wives? So it goes into it. It says, on average, women outlive, in fact, 57% of all those aged 65 and above. are female. By the age of 85, at least 67% are women. The average lifespan is about 5 years longer for the women than men in the U.S. and about 7 years longer worldwide. So when you go into the article, I'm not going to go into it, but just it shows you that men and women don't have the same lifespan, and it says because that more dangerous jobs, right? That's what happens. Like men tend to take more dangerous jobs. So the woman, of course, you're gonna have them doing the woman work because men and women don't do the same work. No matter how much the world try to fight that we're equal, men go to war, they die. They go to construction, they die. The police officers, they die. They electrician, they die. They like there's a lot of work that we do as men that gets us put to death early at an early age. You understand? So that's why it says that women tend to live longer than men. All right, so let's continue. So let's go to Sirach. And if you look into the scriptures, you will see that sometimes you read about the men dying off before the woman. Yeah, you got Judith and Manasseh, Joseph and Mary. You don't even read about Joseph after that. That Christ had to tell his disciples to take care of his mother. You read about us dying before the woman. Of course, there's other cases with Rebecca, but it happens. You read about it, so it's something that happens. So let's go to Sirach 17 verse 11. Got a lot of precepts I gotta try to cover, so I'm gonna try to hit a lot of them. All right. So Sirach 17 verse 11. It says, "Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage." So God gave us the law of life for an heritage, right? It's not just having money and then you pass it on from generation to generation. No, you also have to pass down the law of God for an heritage for those who comes after you. All right. So the law is life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgment. So we know the judgment of God. We know how to work. We know what to do. We know what happens when we don't. So we know how to deal with problems because God showed us everything. That's why he made a covenant with us, right? Sirach 29 verse 21. The chief thing of life is water, bread, clothing, and a house to cover shame. So God is already telling us, listen, I give you out a blueprint. He gave us the blueprint. He says, the law of life for an heritage. He says, listen, the chief thing that you need in life is water, bread, clothing, and a house to cover shame. Just look at your lifestyle. What do you use? Mainly what do you need? It's exactly what he just said. You don't need a tablet. You don't need it's not talking about AirPods. It's not talking about your Jordans. It's not talking about your fancy car. No, it says what people need in life is water, bread, clothing, and a house to cover shame. That's it. So he's giving you the blueprint on what to do, what to create, what the people need. Because being in what position, in business position, you have to know what the people need. You have to become a servant to their needs, right? And if you're going to do that, you have to know how to do it according to the law. It's not just, oh, I'm going to start my own thing. I'm going to do my business because I want to do this for the kids. And then you're doing everything wicked. Nope. That is not how it works. You have to do it according to the law. So if you're going to start your own business, know how to do it according to the law, according to the scriptures. How do you deal with your workers? How do you deal with people? All right. Let me go to Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. So how do you deal with people? And what's the purpose behind it? What do you have to do? Because a lot of people just think, oh, let me just start my own business. Let me just do this. And then they come to Israel and their business is only after the Sabbath, but they got a business. Like, I don't understand that. Come on. To me, that's a side hustle. Just say you got a side hustle. You're gonna be if you the purpose is to build generational wealth for your family. It's not just to build it just for you. There's a reason behind it. So Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. So this the blueprint first you have to do. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. God already said it. You want to have good success, you want to be successful, start meditating on his word. Understand that you have to meditate in the word. You better believe it. If you do not meditate in the word and you become prosperous in this life, you are forgetting God and you think you're going to make it at the end. That's why it says a rich man shall scarcely make it, because you're not making it if you're not meditating in the word of God. Because you become selfish, you start thinking of yourself, and you cut corners, you start doing stuff that you never thought you'd be doing, just so you can make a quick buck, a quick dollar, a quick few thousand, so you could go buy a watch that costs about 94% of your income, which makes no damn sense. Because you're not meditating. You get tricked, you get scammed through contracts, because you're not meditating. The greed is in your mind. Nope. That's what it says. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Meaning, when you speak, you should be thinking about the law. You should be having conversation about the law. Ask questions. When you meditate, when you're thinking, you should be thinking, am I doing this according to the scriptures? Am I doing this according to God? But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. So you can see that, wait, I'm applying this. How am I dealing with my people? For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. That's what God said. God said, you want good success? It's easy. Meditate. Meditate. So when you meditate, guess what happens? You start to understand, wait a minute. Everything comes from God. He made me. I didn't make myself. Since he made me, guess what? He's able to give me certain skills. Go to Exodus 35. I'm going to show you something when Israel came out of Egypt. Exodus 35, we're going to read verse 25 and 26. It says, and all the women that were wise-hearted did spin with their hands, and brought that which they had spun, both blue and of purple and the scarlet of fine linen. And of the women whose heart stirred them up in wisdom spun goat's hair. Right? So they were making... they were working on a tabernacle. So you see what it says, and all the women whose heart stirred them up in wisdom spun goat's hair. And what did they make? They made what's the thing called again? The covering that they use to go all around the tabernacle, right? All that stuff. They were working on it. Guess where they got this knowledge from? From the Most High. Go to verse 30. Watch this, verse 30. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, see, the Lord had called by name Bezalel, the son of Uri, and the son of and of the tribe of Judah. And he had filled him with the Spirit of God and wisdom. You see that? So now it's giving you more detail how the women got the wisdom. It didn't just come out of their mind, just out of nowhere. Nope. The wisdom comes from God. And he had filled him with the Spirit of God and wisdom, and an understanding, and in knowledge, in all manner of workmanship. Bezalel had meaning he could see stuff that you can't see. He could cut the wood the right way. He knows, he touched the wood. You ever see people they grab the wood, they're like, hey, damn, that's a fine piece of wood right here. And he smelled it. Man, cut that tree right here. Let's get it started. This is gonna make some good stuff. And you looking at him like, oh, this dude crazy. He weird. He crazy. What's wrong with him? Nah, he got some wisdom and understanding that you don't have, that you can't see. He hear the wood speaking. Cut me right here. He can see the lines. He don't even need a ruler. Just give him an axe. Chop, chop, chop. He's chopping everything off perfect squares. Because he got the knowledge. He got the knowledge. Verse 32. and to devise curious works to work in gold and in silver and in brass, not only wood, but in gold, silver, and brass. Melt that heat. Come on, let me get that heat. Bring that fire here. The silver is melting. He's like, hold on, melt it again. I could still see some impurities. Melt it again. You like, man, it looks good though. Melt it again. He could see stuff that you can't see. He said the shine is not shining enough. He said, look at that. The shine blinding your eyes. But he like, nah, it's not shining enough, buddy. Melt that gold again. And in cutting of stones to set them in carving of wood to make any manner of cunning work. And he had put it in his heart that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the sons of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan. Then had he filled with wisdom of heart. So now he teaches others with the same technique, same wisdom. Guess what? You think after they was done making the work on the tabernacle, that was it? You think that was it and they finished? He still had the skills. They still had it. They still was able to do other stuff. Them had he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver, of the cunning workman, and of the embroidery, and of in blue and in purple and scarlet and fine linen, and of the weaver, even of them to do any work, and of these that devise cunning work. The wisdom, your understanding, your skills that you have, it comes from God. It comes from the Most High. If y'all remember the Matrix, right? The first Matrix, because everything else after that is trash. The first Matrix, in my opinion, is trash. Everything else after that. When Neo was in that room, I mean, the Matrix, when he started training himself, right? And he got in danger. He had to get saved. And then I forgot that lady name that he always wanted to save and married and stuff like that. If y'all remember her name, let me know. But she wanted to learn how to fly the helicopter, and then she just did some stuff, and they loaded that stuff up in her, and now she knows how to fly a helicopter. Where do you think that wisdom comes from? It's the same thing. Sometimes you see your child, you're like, man, this boy got a little skill right here. You're like, wait, where he get this from? How he learned this? I don't know how to do that. Well, the thing is, you don't know if you know how to do that, because when you was younger, you didn't try nothing. You just played video games, and you just got stuck in playing video games, and that's it. You didn't try nothing else. A lot of us, we don't try stuff, so we won't know what we're good at. We want to be like we want to do what others do because of covetousness, thinking that that's what we should be doing. You know, you go into a route just because you see there's money in it, but that's not the skill that God gave you. You understand? That's not the skill that he gave you. So it's the same thing with the Most High. He puts it in us to learn. All right. Let me get this book right here. I'm going to show you something. Okay, hold up. Give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. So this book is from the book Babylon to from Babylon to Timbuktu. All right. So that's where it's from. So I'm gonna pay. Oh, hold on. So page 90, right? Page 90, it says the Black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes. They carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them. This assured them a constant precedent for the development of higher social organization. So you see that it says they carry what? The laws, the written records with them, culture, history. Why? So they can have an advantage where they at. All right, social structure. Social organization. Because of the stability of the Black Jewish culture, the Jews were not observed into the autochthonous population. In fact, the Jews absorbed some of their native tribes. The Jews made use of every opportunity. So because they had everything that they need, they didn't have to go depend on the other nations wherever they travel. wherever they travel, right? Uh, Hold up, somebody was texting me. The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were industrious and skillful people in the Jewish Ghanaian state were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, judges, architects, engineers, doctors, historians, all kind of different people, right? I'll stop sharing for the sake of time. So they saw all kind of different they had all kind of different skills. What was the purpose of those skills? So they could build their generation. That's why when you see Bishop Yawasab, he speaks about the stewardship program. That's not something lightly. Y'all should think about it. We need to start thinking in the future. Black people like to think this far. No, we got to stop thinking this far. We got to start thinking way ahead. Like Bishop Yawasab last Sabbath class, beautiful class, beyond the line of the horizon. Right? We got to start thinking ahead, not just do for what we want now, and not think about how it's going to affect our kids, our daughters, our sons, our neighbors. No, everything that we do, we should think as a nation. My actions today can either benefit the young men in the future or it can hurt them. The young daughters in the future or can hurt them. What can I do to help them? All right. So let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 8. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 8. It says, I'm going to start at verse 7. The Lord make it poor and make it rich. He bring it low and lift it up. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes, to make them inherit the thrones of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. So the Lord moves you where he wants you to move. Understand that first. Always understand that. Your wealth, whatever you need, the Lord brings it based on how you are, how you behave. All right. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 5. So the Lord makes rich, he makes poor, he moves however it pleases him. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, we're going to read verse 15 through 20. It says, as he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return, to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. So listen, God says, when you come in, everything that you do, we are taking it with you. Why? It comes from God. It's his. It's like the cow. If you have a farm, the cow that that got multiplied. Now you started with 2 cows. Now you got 100 or 200, 500. Your land is big. You got a whole bunch of goats and sheep. All that stuff. Listen, all that stuff belongs to God. Like we got nothing. It's just like in my house. In my house, everything that's in the house is mine. I don't care what toy. It could be a little action figure. It could be a little car that the kids play with. That is mine. They all know that. That's the rule in the house. Everything belongs to me. They start fighting for their toys. Give me my toy back. That's just how it is. Everything is mine. I just let them play with it. Everything in this world belongs to God. God just let us use it. He'll take it away from you if he wants to. Shall take nothing in his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit had he that labor for the wind? All his days also he eat it in darkness, and he had much sorrow and wrath with his sickness. You see that, God? So listen, when you think, oh, you want to build generational wealth, you got you economics, bionomics, whatever they want to call it, and you're not thinking, wait a minute, who do you think gave you life? Who do you think, made you have the success that you have right now? I let it happen. I'm gonna take it away. And when you die, what you gonna do? Who you gonna leave it to? Since you want to be so selfish, you always want to think about yourself. It's my money, my car, my. God's all right. When your life is done, what's going to happen? And his days also he eaten in darkness, and he had much sorrow and wrath in his sickness. Behold, that which I have seen, it is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor, that he take it under the sun all the days of his life, which God giveth him. For it is his portion. So he says, listen, it's good to enjoy the stuff that you have. Every man also to whom God had given riches and wealth. Where does it come from? From God. And had given him power to eat thereof and to take his portion and to rejoice in his labor. This is the gift of God. So you may be thinking, wait a minute. So are you telling me that all those wicked celebrities, all those wicked actors, all those wicked sport players, all those wicked people out there, they get their wealth from God? Well, guess what? Satan will give you wealth too if you worship him. This is the good wealth that people who worship God. You understand? If you get your wealth from Satan, you done. Straight up, you done. Cold-blooded death. Spirit will be punished, burned forever. Verse 20, for he shall not much remember the days of his life, because God answered in the joy of his heart. Your wealth comes from God. All right. Always remember that. Your wealth comes from God. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 10. Proverbs chapter 10. We're going to read verse 15. It says, the rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. So God says, listen, the wealth of a strong man is a strong city. It's like it's a defense, basically. Money is a defense, right? Let's go to verse 9, chapter 19. Chapter 19, we're going to read verse 15. So when you're poor, it's not a good thing, right? Because now you rely on others. So, but how do you get poor? There's something that people do that makes them become poor. And I always thought about this, right? Well, not always, but I thought about this before. When the children of Israel left Egypt, they left with a whole bunch of gold and silver and all kind of wealth. And then some of them got poor. How did that happen? Everybody had a lot of wealth. It tells you the amount. It was a lot of sheep, goats, and all kind of stuff. But yet, some of them still ended up being poor. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 15. It says, a slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. You see what happens? A lot of times, the reason you're still going through the same cycle is because we're slothful and we're idle. We're slothful and idle. God says, listen, by the sweat of thy brow, meaning you got to constantly be working. Yeah, it's hard work. It's tiring. But guess what? You got to do it. You don't just do it for yourself. Even if you don't have children, what are you doing to help the nation? Are you just there scratching, coming here because the seat needs to be warmed up? The seat is cold, so you just sit down and you warm up the seat, and then you just leave. You go home. You work for you built the nation's kingdom, and then that's it. Your skills are useless to the nation. Nope, that's not how it works. You still have to do stuff to help the nation. You have to have some kind of skill. Don't be slothful. He that keepeth the commandment, keepeth his soul. But he that despises his way shall die. The commandment of the Lord is don't be idle. Don't be slothful. All right? Do what is necessary for you to do. Chapter 23, verse 21. For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. So God says, listen, you want to be a drunkard, you want to be a glutton, don't worry, it's going to come into you. All your actions, everything that you everything that you sowed, it's coming back to you. A lot of us, we sowed idleness, we sow I think I said again. Slothfulness, we sow idleness, we sow slothfulness, and then when it comes back to us, we don't know why. Well, guess what? You better watch your actions. Proverbs 20, verse 13. It says, love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thy eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. Go to work, wake up early. Don't just stay sleeping 8 hours. I know they say you need 8 hours of the day to sleep, but come on. Some of us, if we healthy, we right, we could function in 5 or 6. I don't even remember if I get 8 hours. Now, a lot of us would be like, man, we don't have enough time in the day. But some of us be like, man, I need sleep. I need to go to sleep, man. And you wake up at noon. You wake up at noon. What the hell is this? Yeah, I can understand if you got a night job, but if you don't got no night job and you go to sleep by 11 or 12 and you wake up at noon, for real? Man, I couldn't do that when I was younger. My parents are like, man, it's 9 o'clock. Your behind better be up. My dad was in my behind. You ain't staying in bed late. That's wrong with you. He out here working. I'm in bed late. That probably made him feel some kind of way. I don't know. Like, damn, look at this young man in bed. I'm here waking up early, going to work, and he's in bed 12 o'clock. Came to the point where I'd be sleeping. Sometimes, at one time I didn't have a job, so I stayed sleeping late. And I heard him coming in the house. I hurry up, brush my teeth, wash my face, make it seem like I was up already. I'm like, damn, he almost caught me. He would have caught me and I'll be done. He always kept us busy. Whether he taught us how to cut hair so we can make income early. It was cutting hair in high school, cutting young kids' hair. We wanted fresh cut, try to be fresh for Monday for the week. So he gave us some certain stuff just to make some money, right? So he didn't like us sleeping in bed, just chilling. Go to James chapter 4. James chapter 4, verse 2. It says, ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust. God says, listen, stop asking me for stuff because you're asking me the wrong way, for the wrong reason. You ain't going to get it. You keep asking, Lord, can I please? I want to be rich. I want to win the lottery. This is what you're saying with your mouth. But in your spirit, you saying, man, if I win the lottery, I'm going to be able to buy that car. And I'm going to be walking or driving around. And I know I got no game, but, the car going to bring me all the women in the world. Oh, stop. I'm an Israelite. Let me remember that. I can't be thinking like that. Your lust that's in you. God said he ain't going to give it to you. Nope, you're not getting it because you're asking for the wrong reason. Jeremiah chapter 44. Want to get a fresh car so you could stun on people. Come on, man. Jeremiah chapter 44, verse 16. It says, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth to burn incense unto the Queen of heaven. So Jeremiah came to rebuke the people. And it said, hell no, I'm not listening to the stuff that you're saying right now. And this is why. And to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, and our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. A lot of us, we think we got to do the evil. We got to do the evil to get wealth. Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you something. If you get wealth by evil, if you make money by your lust, whatever you need, when you repent, God is going to take it all away from you. He's going to bring you low. He says, first, I got to get rid of all the stuff that you made through your evil days. Because you're going to say, oh, man, you're going to remember damn, I remember when I scammed these people, when I hustled these people, when I lied to these people, when I cheated on these people's taxes, when you did all this stuff, when you falsified the balances so you could get more out of cheap things, and then your hand purchased that stuff, don't be like, damn, I could do this again. No, that's not, no. God says, listen, you're not gonna get it that way. But what do our people say? Our people say, man, this God stuff that you talking about, I know you say I gotta be an Israelite, but come on, man. Once I came here, I started going through hard stuff, man. I'm not doing this no more. I can't open my business on the Sabbath. Come on, that's my money making days. He said, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not serving God. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 27. It says, he that is greedy of gain trouble his own house, but he that hateth his gift shall live. You're greedy for your own gain, man. You're going to trouble your house. That's what you're going to do. You're going to trouble your house. Everything that you do, your whole house suffer. Proverbs 28, verse 20. Because you're greedy for gain. Don't be greedy for gain. Proverbs 28, verse 20. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. Ain't no way you're going to be innocent trying to be rich quick. All these pyramid schemes are out there. Some of us are older. You know you've been invited to different programs. Oh, come here. Let's say you want to make a quick buck. You do this, you do that. 500 in a day, 200 in a day. You want to be rich. Want to be a rapper. Want to play sport because you want to find 5 years from now, I want to be a millionaire. We want to be rich. A faithful man shall abound with blessings. Faithful man shall abound with blessings. But he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. You will be cheating your way to make that wealth. That's what you'll be doing. Scamming people, scamming your own brothers and sisters. Making merchandise of them. Sirach 27, verse 2. It says, as a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones, so does sin stick close to between buying and selling. You see when you take a nail, and you bang it down, you see the space that's between the nail and the wood? That's how close sin is between you and your business and whatever you're trying to do, the wealth that you're trying to get. You understand? That's what happens. Why? Because you want to be rich quick. That's what happens. You want to be rich quick. Let me show you a video real quick. Hopefully it'll work. All right, it's working. So I'm gonna share my screen. Your wealth the right way. YouTube buffering. But basically, okay, for y'all who the video was acting up for. Basically, a doctor, right? What he did, he brought some stones, he did some carving. He took he made the stone into a ball shape. After he took the ball, he painted it as a soccer ball, right? He painted it as a soccer ball. Probably, Europe or Spain, where people like playing soccer. And he took the soccer ball and he put it in the streets in different places in the city. He put it in different places in the city, in neighborhoods, at night where nobody could see him. And then the next day when he got into his office, all he saw was a whole bunch of people waiting in line to get treated by him with foot injuries. How do you think they got the foot injuries? Because they saw the soccer ball in the street thinking it's a ball. When they went to go kick it real hard, boom, hit a stone. Foot bleeding, toes all jacked up. He says, yes. Now I'm about to make this income. Now I'm about to make this money. And guess what? He probably gonna go do it in another city, Right? So listen, don't try to make your wealth the wrong way. All right, second thing. Watch your company to grow a company. All right. Watch your company to grow your company. So let's get some history on that. Where am I getting this from? Watch your company that you're with so you could grow your company. Let's go to First Kings chapter 21. First Kings chapter 21. We're going to read verse 25. Hold on. First Kings chapter 21, verse 25. It says, so this is about King Jehoshaphat, right? And Ahab. King Jehoshaphat and Ahab. First Kings 21, verse 25. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord, from Jezebel his wife stirred, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. So King Ahab was a wicked person, right? Now let's go to chapter 22. We're going to read verse 42 and 43. And Jehoshaphat was 30 and 5 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 20 and 5 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Asuba, the daughter of Shilhi. And he walked in all the ways of Asa. So Jehoshaphat was not like Ahab, right? As you can see, opposite. He turned not aside from it, doing that which was right in the eyes of the Lord. Nevertheless, the high places were not taken away, for the people offered and burnt census in high places, right? So I'm gonna jump down. Okay, that was it. First verse 43. So let's go to Second Chronicles 18. So let's go to Second Chronicles 18. We're gonna read verse 1 and 2. Second Chronicles 18, verse 1. Now Jehoshaphat had riches and honor and abundance, and joined infinity with Ahab. So he started to have friendship with Ahab. And after a certain years, he went down to Ahab to Samaria. And Ahab killed sheep and oxen for him in abundance, and for the people that he had with him, and persuaded him to go up with him to Ramoth Gilead. So there you go. The wicked one said, "You know what? Come here. Come here. I got a whole bunch of sheep. Come on, cut the best sheep. Cut the best sheep and the ox. Give him the best. It wasn't no oxtail. It was the best ribs, the best piece. You understand? It wasn't just oxtail. The best meat." He said, "Cut it for him and give it to him." Right now, let's go to chapter 19, verse 1 and 2. And Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, returned to his house and peace to Jerusalem. And Jehu, the son of Hanani, the seer, went out to meet him and said to the king Jehoshaphat, "Shouldest thou help the ungodly and love them that hate the Lord? Therefore is wrath upon thee before the Lord." So he's been warned. He said, "Listen, are you trying to do stuff with this dude, with Ahab? You trying to be a partner with him? Listen, all right, you want to play with that? No problem." Let's go to 1 Kings 22. Let's read verse 48. Let's go back to 1 Kings 22. We're going to read verse 48. It says, Jehoshaphat made ships of Tarshish to go to Ophir for gold, but they went not, for the ships were broken at Ezion-Geber. So it was broken. So he had a business to be able to ship gold, right? The gold of Ophir, but it did not work. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 20. Second Chronicles chapter 20. We are going to read verse 35 through 37. It says, "And after this did Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, join himself with Ahijah, the king of Israel, who did very wickedly. And he joined himself with him to make ships to go to Tarshish, and they made the ships in Ezion-Geber. Then Eleazar, the son of Dodavah, of Maresha, prophesied against Jehoshaphat, saying, Because thou hast joined thyself with Ahijah, the Lord had broken thy works, and the ships were broken, that they were not able to go to Tarshish." You see what God does? God says, listen, You're a righteous man. You want to partner up with some wicked dude? Listen, your stuff is not going to work. What fellowship? Well, no, can two walk together lest they agree? God said this stuff ain't gonna work, man. This stuff is not going to work. You got to make sure that you watch your company so you can grow your company. All right. Let's go to first. Let me see. Did I read that? Yes. Let me see. Yes. 1 Kings 22. Again, we're going to read verse 49. Then said Ahijah, the son of Ahab, unto Jehoshaphat, let my servant go with thy servants in the ships, but Jehoshaphat will not. So at that time when he realized, listen, this stuff ain't working. Nah, listen, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing business with you anymore. Sometimes when you think you don't understand why your business is not working, why your stuff is not working, examine yourself. See who you got around. See as your company. Proverbs 23. I gotta speed it up. Proverbs 23. So watch yourself. So watch your company. Now it's time. You gotta watch yourself also. Proverbs 23. We're gonna read verse 4. Proverbs 23, verse 4. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thy hand. Cease from thy own wisdom. Don't just labor to be rich and the thing that's it. You work to be rich thinking you're clever. Your clever ways will not work. All right. Forgetting God is not going to work. God is the one that gives you riches. If not, you're going to attend it the wicked way. A lot of us, we come in, we want riches, we want wealth. Okay, that's good, but do it the right way. Put God first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then all these things will be added unto you. He said it so many times. Meditate day and night, and then thou shalt make thy ways prosper. But we don't believe God. We do not believe God. You stay on your thing that you keep trying years after years after years, and then God says, you know what? He's not learning. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put that idea on somebody else's head. And then boom, they take off. And you're like, oh my God, I should have, you crying. Damn, that was my idea. I came up with it first. It doesn't matter if you came up with it first. You didn't do nothing with it. It doesn't matter. 1 Timothy chapter 6. First Timothy chapter 6, we're going to read verse 9 and 10. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil. That's where you start to go evil, because you love money too damn much. Money is a defense. Money is there to help others. Money is there to help spread the gospel. If you could be truthful to yourself, you say, "Oh, I'm going to be rich. I want to have money because I want to give alms. I want to help people. I want to do this." This is how you know you're lying. If you don't know when you're lying, I'm gonna tell you how you know when you're lying. You say those things, right? With the money that you have now, you do nothing. So you think God is gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he gonna do that. Yeah, Angel, come on, put the idea in his head. He gonna do it." God like, what is he talking about? Look at the job that he has now. He doesn't even give enough. He doesn't even give every time. He has not given nothing for the land donation. And he talking about, he hasn't given $1. He talking about he gonna give this when he get wealth. Hell no, he ain't gonna give nothing. You send the prayer up again. Michael see the prayer coming up. Michael come up, Matumbo, pop. That prayer is not coming to the Most High. Smacking that thing down, block party, blocking all your prayers. Because you're lying. You're lying to yourself. Be honest. Start giving now. Start your actions would determine where your mindset is. Now you start to understand who you are. Wait, am I lying? Am I really? I don't give nothing. I barely gave alms. I gave $5. Even though I make so much throughout the week, I have enough. I haven't given nothing to the land. I don't support the Booster Club. I haven't done nothing. But yet you saying that when you get wealth, you're going to do that stuff? You for real? Who you lying to? Come on, man. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 14. Now you gotta see if you're really about this. Look at your actions. Oh, I don't have enough. Well, give what you can. The Lord said he loves a cheerful giver. That's it. Just give what you can. Proverbs 20, verse 14. It is not, said the buyer, but when he is gone his way, he boasted. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's it. As a matter of fact, let me start verse 13. Again, love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thy eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. It is not. It is not. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing, said the buyer. Well, when he is gone his way, he boasted. So a lot of time, a lot of people, when they want, like, it's like a pawn shop, right? The pawn shop, he's a buyer. He brings something to you. Somebody brings something to you, and you be like, this thing is nothing. Like this thing right here, man, this costs nothing. Like, come on, man, this is nothing. This is like, man, I'll give you $15 for this, $15. And in his mind, he's like, damn, there's some precious stuff right here. Like, it's nothing. And then when he finished buying it from you, he's like, damn, man, I just suck at this dude, man. Yo, look at this right here. You know how much this thing costs? You know how much money it's make? I'm about to triple my money. That's how you thinking. Nope, don't think that way. 22 verse 16, Proverbs 22 verse 16. You gotta watch yourself. See how you're dealing with your brothers and sisters. Are you giving them honesty? Proverbs 22 verse 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. You're gonna become a beggar. You oppressing the poor so you can make your riches. Here I don't got nothing, but you charging me an arm and a leg on purpose. It's not because that's not what it costs. That's how much you're charging. You understand? You're oppressing the poor. Don't oppress the poor. God hears the prayers of the poor. Go read your 4 chapters. Go study the laws. You see. When a poor guy, he took my blanket. I don't have my blanket no more. I need my blanket back. That's the only blanket I got. I'm cold. And you don't give it back? God said he will hear his prayer. He in the corner cold with his family. I don't got my blanket. He took my blanket. Prayers are priority. First class prayer going to heaven. That prayer going up, you see Michael take it, poop, send that thing up again, faster. Don't oppress the poor. God will hear the poor. The same way the poor of Israel, when we pray for vengeance, God will hear the poor. That's why we got to pray for vengeance. God will hear us. Go to Sirach 27. Let me see. Hold up. No, we read that already. Psalms 26. Let's go to Psalms 26. So watch yourself when you do business. Watch the things that you do. Psalms 26. We're gonna read verse 9 through 11. It says, "Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hand is mischief, and the right hand is full of bribes." So listen, don't be around people who do wickedness. All right, who don't care what they do with the poor, who don't care what they do to people to get wealth. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place. In a congregation will I bless the Lord. So listen, watch yourself. See who you got around. See who you're doing business with. See who you counseling with about business. Are they greedy people? If they are greedy, it's not going to work. God will make it fall, especially if you try to live right. Listen, we're not the same. We are not the same. Understand this. There's some people that God said, listen, I need you. I need you to do I need you to go a certain place in life. And this person that you partner up with, nah, If he take you away, you ain't gonna do the work I need you to do. So I'm gonna take that. I'm not gonna make that stuff work. You trying to partner up with the wicked like Ahab. Come on. Proverbs 15, verse 22. Proverbs 15, verse 22. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed. So plans, right? Whatever plans you have are disappointed, meaning they don't work. But in the multitude of counsels, they are established. You try to do something, and you say, hey, I want to have a construction company. Okay, who did you counsel with about that? Nobody. So what do you know about it? Nothing. So you think your plans is gonna work? How about you go speak to somebody who has done it before? And don't be like, oh, I don't want him to know that I'm trying to do a construction business because he's gonna try to take it. Well, how about you just trust in the Lord and understand that God will make it prosper if it's up to him? Don't you read about our forefather Jacob when he had the little cattle thing with Laban? They both had the same thing, but for some reason, one prospered, one did not. That's why it's important to study day and night so you could grasp some stuff, understand the history that is written. It's not just written there for fun. They both had the same business, but one prospered, one did not. Who made Jacob's business cattle prosper? It was God. And Laban here crying, why my cow like this? Why my cow got a whole bunch of sprinkles? Look at them, they're sick. Nobody wants them. Nope. Counsel, get the counsel. That was Proverbs 15. Proverbs 18, verse 9. He also that is slothful in his work is a brother to him that is a great waster. Now you know, but it's easy to understand that. You slothful in your work, you're a brother to a waster. That's just how it is. You don't do the work, you're going to partner up, you're going to be friends with people who like to waste. Every time you get something, it's gone. It's never there. It's gone quick. It don't even last. You can't even use it. This Sirach 38. Sirach 38, verse 24. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he had little business shall become wise. You gotta, even though you have your own business, but listen to what it says. There's a difference between idleness and leisure. It says the wisdom of a learned man cometh by the opportunity of leisure. Leisure is time that's open. You're a business person. You got to make time to study. You can't just make time just working all day. I mean, when we drive, when Sabbath is over, we drive around, you can see people who have their own business. They're there late at night working, making sure everything is good. Late at night, it's hard work, but you got to make time to have the opportunity of leisure so you can study. You know what they say, free time, because your time freed up? Well, guess what? Make that time to study. Go over some scriptures, ask some questions so you could get some wisdom. Chapter 3, verse 13. What is it? No, verse 25. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow and that glorieth in the goat that driveth oxen and is occupied in their labors and whose walk is of bullocks? I mean, whose talk is of bullocks. You ain't gonna gain no wisdom. Always talking about your job, your company, your money. No wisdom. You better take the opportunity of leisure and make time to read so you can understand. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, we're going to read verse 24. It says, there's nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink, that he should make his soul, and that he should make his soul good and his labor. This also I saw that it was from the hand of God. So it says, listen, you get your wealth, enjoy your wealth. It's good. You worked for it. You did your hard work. You went through the years. You started your own thing from the bottom up. You stay focused. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Eat. God says, listen, it's nice. Chapter 3, verse 13. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. God said, listen, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Eat, drink. You work hard for it. But make sure you get it the right way. Don't get it through a way that, you think you scamming people, you robbing them, and you saying, it's, listen, man, don't worry about this. And then you take it and you go sell it for a lot more. Nah, do it the right way. Do the thing the right way. Let's see. What's time we got? All right. I'm going to skip some. Y'all could write this down. Proverbs 13, verse 11. Matthew 6, verse 19, 20, and verse 25 through 30. Put treasures in heaven. Acts 16, verse 14. Have a business and worship God. Sirach 11, verse 14 through 19. Sirach 11, verse 14 through 19. Riches is there for others, meaning you work, you keep working, but then when you die, you just leave it for others to take because you're so busy working. People are going to take your riches when you die. Understand that. Sirach 41, verse 16. Let's get that because that's important. Sirach 41, verse 16. That's going to transition us to the next one. Sirach 41, verse 16. It says, verse 6. Sirach 41, verse 6. The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and the posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. Listen, when you get your wealth the wrong way, your children will not be able to enjoy it. All right. So if you're gonna try to leave generational wealth, make sure that you do it the right way so your children can enjoy it. Because while you think you went over somebody, you scammed them, you hustled them, and you're like, oh man, my children is set. God says, listen, you're not going to enjoy it. Right? That's another reason. There's plenty of reasons. One of the reasons first is because God says that Edom is not going to make it. But what do you think? You think they're going to prosper in the future the way they got the wealth in this world? You crazy? They're not prospering in this future. Haggai. Let's go to Haggai 11. I mean, not Haggai 11. What am I saying? Haggai chapter 1. Haggai chapter 1. We're going to read verse 5 through 7. It says, now therefore, thus to the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes. Thus to the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. A lot of times when you try to make money, you try to have wealth, you don't consider, what am I doing? Am I forgetting God? Am I doing this the right way? You don't consider your ways. Am I putting God's business second or third, fourth, fifth, last? Am I doing that, or am I fervent in the Lord's business? You understand? Consider your ways. At that time, everything that they tried to do was not working. You see what they said? They drunk, they ate, they clothed, they had stuff, but it all kept going away. God kept taking it away. I'm going to show you a video. You know what? I'll skip that video. I'll skip that video for now because I got another one I want to show you something else. So understand this. What you do will affect you, all right? So do we have business owners? Do we have business owners in the scriptures? Yes, we did. We had Abraham and Lot. Abraham and Lot were very wealthy, all right? You can read that in Genesis chapter 13, verses 1 through 8, all right? We had the Levites who live in suburbs. You can read that in Numbers 35, verse 2, all right? So write these down, go study it, go meditate. Genesis 13, verse 1 through 8, and Numbers 35, verse 2, you read about the Levites in Israel living in suburbs, right? So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 28. I'll be skipping some precepts. I'm just going to tell y'all, I'm just going to give it to y'all to read. All right. Jeremiah 29, verse 28. It says, for therefore he sent unto us, for therefore he sent unto us in Babylon, saying, this captivity is long. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them. So in this captivity, God told him, listen, build your house and plant gardens because this captivity is long, right? Well, guess what? When you read in Acts, and even in the New Testament, from Matthew all the way, right? We were in captivity under Rome. And Joseph Arimathea, he was rich, he had wealth. He was in captivity. When you read in Acts 16, how they had appointed Stephen to, yeah, I think it was Stephen. Let me just confirm real quick. Acts 16. Yeah, it was in Acts 16. Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. Acts 16, they appointed Stephen to run the business. All right, they were in Rome captivity. When you read Acts 16 verse 14, yes, Lydia, she was a seller of purple. You understand? They was in captivity. We're in captivity now. You don't think you could do it? Are you gonna use oh, I'm under the curses, it's captivity, captivity. It's just like a fat person. I'm big boned. Or fat runs in my family. Nobody runs in your family. Stop lying. That's why you fat. You understand? They keep making excuses. No. Understand this. I'm not saying everybody's going to have wealth. Everybody's going to be rich. No. Some of us, God made us to work. Understand that. But if you're going to try to make, I know a lot of us in Israel, we're trying to make businesses. We're trying to have things. Well, guess what? Understand this. God got to be the forefront of it. You understand? God got to be the forefront of it. So scriptures to read. Acts 4:34. Many of them that had land of possession, they sold it. So you see how people had wealth. Matthew 27, verse 57. Joseph Arimathea. All right. So now let's dive in a little bit into the marriage partnership. Proverbs 19, verse 14. Proverbs 19, verse 14. It says, houses and riches are an inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. So understand this. A prudent wife is from the Lord. You gotta leave something for your household. All right. Acts 18, verse 1-3. So husband and wife doing business. Acts 18, verse 1-3. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, and born in Pontus, lately came from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome. They deported them, and came unto them. Because he was of the same craft, he abode with them and wrought, for by their occupation they were tent makers. So business and wife together, tent makers. And guess what? They hired Paul. Paul was working with them. Understand this, all right? So if you got a wife, you're here to help your husband. All right. Your husband is trying to do something, help him. Because the riches that he will leave behind will be for you and your children. Proverbs 31, verse 10. Proverbs 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him no good, and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships, and bringeth her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and portion of her to her maidens. She considereth a field and buy it, and with the fruit of her hands she planted her vineyard. So Don't be one of those lazy wife. You get married and say, "Ah, I made it. I made it. Now I could be a stay-at-home wife." On my phone, scrolling day and night, scrolling, scrolling. That's all you do. Nope. Don't be a ball of chain to your husband. Why? Because your children will pick up something. Proverbs 10, verse 15. Verse 5. Proverbs 10, verse 5. It says, "He that gathereth in summer is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causes shame." Your son will become lazy. Your sons will become lazy. Your kids will be a reflection of you. Proverbs 28, verse 24. Whoso robbeth his father or his mother and said, "It is no transgression," the same as the companion of a destroyer. Just because your father and your mother has wealth, it doesn't mean you just come and take it. How about you work on building yourself your own wealth too? You understand? You just build your own wealth. Don't just take your parents' stuff because you're lazy. No. Write your scriptures down. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 7 through 8. What is the point of working so much and having a lot if you can't pass it down? All right. Don't just I know some of us, we can't have children, but those who's able to have children, you're just so busy working. I don't want to have kids right now because it's going to affect my wealth, my business. Well, when you die, what you going to do with all that stuff? It's just going to be there for anybody to take. The bank, the wicked, your family. Come on, man. Write this down. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10 through 14. But if you love money too much, you will never be satisfied. If you can't manage your own riches, what's left for your seed? Right? Now, let me show you something. Speaking of children. He's a famous, well, he's a YouTuber. It might be buffering, so. I'm not really going to play the video much. I'm just going to go through it just to show you how young he is. So this is Mark. So you can see this video is about 15 years old, right? So he's been making videos ever since he
it on the laptop.
Some of you have seen his
I'll get into that later.
Heck.
That's what it
Look
does.
what he's talking
I
about.
actually haven't used every single button on this, but
Age people
I'll go
doing
through the DVD button.
About it. This is 15 years old, 19 million subscribers, right? Now he makes videos about different stuff. You see different stuff, right? Your children, the time that you spent with them, what you teach them will either make them lazy in the future or make them able to do something in the future. So why am I showing this? I'm going to explain to you in a few. Let me show you one more. Why am I showing you this? Hold on. So you see what it says? Disney Imaginary. Yeah, imagine Lenny Smoot reflects of being inducted into National Inventors Hall of Fame. This is this guy right here. Disney put him in the Hall of Fame. He's been with Disney for a long time. So this is this thing that he made. You see this thing that's on the floor? You basically, it's like you're walking on nothing. You walk, you don't really move forward. You stay in place. I don't know how he made it. I don't know how it works, but I just know what it does. So he made that, and Disney said, "Listen, we're gonna use that." Okay, that's good. We're gonna use it. So think about this, right? You have children, we have smart kids, we teach them, and then who gets a hold of them? Who gets a hold of them and take them and build them and use them and keep their empire going? We don't profit from that. We don't profit from those two people that I just show you. That's why it's important. That's why it's important for us to understand the kids that we have to teach them the right way. Put God first. Why? Because if you put God first, then you will love the children of God. You cannot love God. I mean, you cannot love the children of God and then not love and expect that you're gonna love God. Nope, that's not how it works. I'm gonna share another person that a lot of us. I just found that out like a few months ago, actually. Um, Hold on, let me close this stuff. We're about to wrap it up. Just all right, let me share my screen. I know who this is. It's just an image. It's not a video. It's just an image. But y'all don't see it's a blank screen. Y'all can't see the image. All right. Some people say I don't know him. Oh, Amos. So he died this year, right? He died. Stop sharing. So a lot of y'all who don't know, he's the one who made famous cookies, famous Amos cookies, right? We don't know him. Our children don't know our black inventors of today, our black Israelites, black and Hispanics, inventors, creators of today, right? They need to know some of these people. It will inspire them. I show my son. I said, look, this guy right here, he made a cookie that you like to eat. What color is he? Brown. What color are you? Brown. Let him know. The Israelites are smart. You got to show them that. You got to start doing stuff that will help your people. That will help your people understand this. Like, you got to know these things. You see Esau, Edom, they honor Columbus. They honor the forefathers. They all were killers. We all know they were killers. But they still use that to build their children. You understand? They use that to build their children. Your children should know about great inventors of your own nations, the cotton gin, all that stuff. You don't think at that time when in Egypt, when we was building the pyramids, that some of us thought of a better way to make stuff? The same that wisdom does not go away. God keeps putting it. The reason this world is able to prosper like that is because of us. But how about now, coming back and repenting, we start using the same wisdom within and giving and teaching our children. Listen, this stuff that you're using, your own people made that. They got to be inspired by that, and not just use words to take them down and cuss them out. No, that's not. You don't just do that. All right, and then they're able to hire people in the future that look like themselves. That's able to make the truth spread easier. Stuff costs money, but what are we gonna do about it? We're just gonna sit, or just gonna make your wealth just for fun? All right, so write this down. Mark chapter 1, verse 19 and 20, to be able to hire people to work for you. Leviticus 19:13. Hold on, I gotta read that. Leviticus 19:13. Because we have this is a bad thing that we have. Leviticus 19:13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. I know today we can't. Basically, what it's saying, somebody works for you, pay them the same day. I know some of us, we can't do that, but if you can't, do it. All right. Don't be holding off people payment, talking about, hey, I'm gonna pay you. Weeks pass by, days. I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you. I got you. Months. I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you. Don't be like that. Do not be like that. Another thing also, when people are working for you, or when you work for when you go and you work for people, don't just think that, oh, I gotta get everything for free. Jeremiah chapter 22, verse 13. It says, woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and in his chambers by wrong, that uses his wages service, his neighbor's service without wages, and give him not for his work. Don't be that person. Don't be that person who always wants a discount. If we all, I know black people, Israelites, we love asking for discounts. Black and Hispanic, let me get this for a little low. How the hell the person gonna pay his bills? He sell it to you for so low. When you go somewhere else, you don't go to Walmart and ask them to drop it down. You don't go ask that. But when we doing business with each other, can we bring the price a little low? How about this? You can afford it. That's it. You can afford it. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere you can afford. That's why they have different prices for stuff. You keep asking the person, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down. If we all did that, if we all worked for free for each other, how can we prosper? How can we have stuff? How can we build a nation? We got to stop wanting everything that we need be done for free. We cannot have our own neighborhoods, our own schools like that. Even our schools that we need to have income to pay the teachers. Imagine we have income to pay the teachers working full time. Now we have Israelite brothers and sisters teaching, able to come into work, teach, go home, pay the bills, buy the food that they need, pay car insurance, pay all that. But now we want everything for free. It does not work that way. We must work and pay the labor that people work for us. That's the only way we could build a nation. All right. So hopefully you grab something from this class. Shalom. Most High Christ bless.